Hello, welcome back to the VDC space. And today is gonna be something special. We're gonna be modeling the Burj Khalifa Foundation. Now, before I start, I just wanna shout out to this legend right here, Fazlur Rahman Khan. Big up to this man. I look up to him. He's one of my favorite engineers slash architects, and he's considered the father of tabular design, which was the basis of creating a system for skyscrapers like the Burj Khalifa. So without him, we wouldn't be executing skyscrapers at this rate because his theory really revolutionized how we design skyscrapers. So big up to this man. So yeah, let's dive into Revit 2023. We're gonna use the structural template for this project. Now, what you're gonna do is just remove the floor plans for analytical stuff, and then go to the south elevation, and we're gonna change this annotation by going to edit type, and then under symbol level head, we're gonna change this to M level head circle, apply, OK. And then we're gonna add an extra level to this. So we're gonna rename these levels. This is gonna be 00 dash files. Enter, yes. And level 2 is gonna be 01 dash base 1. Enter, yes. And then this one is gonna be 02 dash base 2. Now I think base 1 is alright at 3000 millimeters, but base 2 is 700 millimeter offset from base 1, so we're gonna make it 3700. Perfect. Now this is what we have. Now we're gonna place our grids. So just go back to open your structural plans for piles and just close this one, and then you're just gonna enlarge these views because this foundation is very large. I think the the quantity of the base of the concrete is about 12,500 cubic meters, so I think that's a lot. And you're just gonna increase the scale of this from 1 is to 100 to 1 is to 200, and then you're gonna place your middle grid right there. Now from there, you're gonna say grid again and then pick lines, and we're gonna offset it by 4,500. 1, 2, 3, and on the other side, 1, 2, 3. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place grids that are running across, and we're gonna place the first one randomly like so, and then we're gonna offset it by 3000. Now we're gonna place 14 of them, 3000 millimeter offset. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. And now the next thing we're gonna do is, you can just enlarge this. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place our diagonal grids. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna pick a point between two intersecting grids, and we're gonna place it at the fourth grid from the top. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna place it here at the 45-degree angle. So you're gonna pick your grid and then place it like so. So 135 is the opposite of 45, as you all know. And then you're just gonna extend it like this. And then you're gonna select that grid and then go to mirror pick axis, and then select the middle grid, and then it's copied to the other side. Perfect. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place our piles now. And then before we do that, we obviously have to insert our family of piles, and then we're gonna modify the parameters along with the names for those piles. So let's do this. We're gonna go to insert load family, and then as you all know, it's metric library, UK contents, and then structural foundations. So we're just going to enlarge this, and as you can see, these piles, they go along with the bases, so as a one family. But I want us to use these individual piles. Remember guys, the basis of a construction model is you have to have materials or elements separated as much as possible, because it makes it easier for you to visualize them when it comes to open beam, for instance in an IFC environment, or when it makes it easier for the guys who are estimating to calculate the quantities of different elements, or to price the project, or to plan a construction sequence. So it makes it easier for them to do those things. So separate your elements as much as you can, and it has to make sense in terms of like being at the sequence, if that makes sense. So yeah, so instead of using a single family, we're gonna load in our pipes, but I believe we don't have concrete pipes, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna change this steel pipe to concrete. So load it in, and then we're gonna go to structure, and then under foundation we're gonna choose isolated, and we're gonna place it randomly there. Press escape, and then select that pile, go to edit family, and now we are in a pile family template. So we're gonna change this to concrete. So under structure material for model behavior, we're gonna change it from steel to concrete, and then we're gonna go to properties family types, and then under materials finish and finishes structural material, we're gonna change this from metal to concrete. I'm gonna type concrete, and then we're gonna scroll down until we meet concrete cast in situ. We're gonna load it in, and then apply OK, apply OK, and then we're gonna load into our project. You guys can save it if you want. I'm not gonna save it, so no. And then override the existing version and its parameter values. Now it's concrete. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're just gonna delete this random pile. You're gonna place it on our grids. So the first thing you're gonna do is we're gonna place our piles that run diagonally, and we're gonna go to structure, and then under foundation isolated, and then we're gonna place our pile where this diagonal grid intersects with the fourth grid from the top. So we're gonna place it like so. But obviously this pile is the diameter is too small, so we're going to change it. You're going to select it, and then go to edit type, and then duplicate. The name is fine, we're going to change the name later, and so we're going to say okay, and then the diameter we're going to change it to 1000. Apply, okay, there you go. And then we're going to select that pile, and then go to copy, and then right in the middle we're going to drag it upwards um, until it meets the two intersecting grids. The same thing, this is what we have. And then we're gonna control select the piles, and then go to mirror pick axis, and then pick the middle grid, and then place it like it's copied to the other side. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna select one grid, and then we're gonna copy them horizontally like so. Now it's perfect. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna select one grid, and then we're gonna copy them down, but it's not gonna be placed there. We're gonna offset it by we all know that the total distance between the two grids is 4.5, so we're gonna move this grid in the middle between the two grids, which is 2250. Enter. Now it's in the middle. And then while you're at it, while it's still selected, you're going to go to mirror pick axis and then pick the grids so that you can copy them to the other side like so. Now that's perfect. And then the next thing you're going to do is we're going to select these three piles, and then we're going to select the copy and then copy them to this grid. And then we're going to take the four of these, control select, remember, and then copy them to this grid. And then we're going to pick the seven of these, control select, then we're going to copy them to this grid. And then after that, we're going to select the four of these and then copy to this grid. And then select the three of these, copy, and then copy to this grid. And then select these, the six of these, copy, and then copy them to this grid. And then after that, you're going to select these three again and then copy them to this grid. And then we're going to select the four of these and then copy them to this grid. And then we're going to select the seven of these, control select, and then we're going to copy them to this grid. So just go to the 3D view and just to check your progress, and remember change the level of detail to fine and change your graphics to shaded. So this is your progress so far. Go back to the pulse structural plan, and the next thing we're gonna do is we have to modify the actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add more grids that are running across like so. So you're gonna select grids again, just place it randomly and extend it beyond these other grids so that they don't move together when you adjust the lengths. And then you're gonna change the offset to 5,000 millimeters. And then you're gonna select it and then copy, and then the offset is gonna be 3,000. And then the offset again is gonna be 5,000. And then another 3,000, enter, and then 5,000, and then another 5,000. Perfect. Now from there we're gonna add another diagonal grids, but this time from these two piles at the ends. So we're gonna add them, remember 45 degrees, and you're gonna just select it and then extend it beyond like this. Perfect. And then you're gonna select it and then go to mirror pick axis and then pick the middle grid and then select the middle grid, and now it's copied to the other side. Now that is very perfect. Now before we are going to add more piles to this project, we are going to adjust the depths of these piles. So in the Burj Khalifa Foundation, the piles have different depths. So we are going to apply that to these piles. So there's a heat map actually on the internet which displays the different depths of these piles. So I'm going to adjust the parameters of these piles based on that. So let's go. Now these first three, I'm gonna say control select these the six of these, and then go to edit type and then duplicate, and then it's gonna be 52.8 meters. Okay, and then the depth is 52,800 millimeters. Apply. Okay, and then control select these, the seven of these, edit type, duplicate, and we're gonna make this 65.3 meters. Okay, and then the depth is gonna be 65,300 millimeters. Apply. Okay. Next is the six of these. Control select, and then along with these three, control select, and then we're gonna change. These to. We're gonna go to edit tab again, duplicate, and it's gonna be 65.3. So I think it's the same as the previous one. So it's 65.3, and then it's gonna be okay. And so we're gonna select the four of these. Control select, and then we're gonna select the seven of these. Control select, and then also the four of these. Control select, and then we're gonna go to edit type, duplicate, and then we're gonna change this to 62.8 meters. So it's 62,800 millimeters. Apply. Okay. Now we're gonna select the three of these, and then go to edit type, duplicate. We're going to change this to 67.8 meters. Okay, which is 67,800. Apply. Okay. Next, the six of these. Control select, and then we're gonna go to edit type, duplicate, and then 70.3 meters. Okay, and then the depth is 70,300. Apply. Okay. Now next is the three of these. Control select, it's the same as the previous ones, 70.3 meters. Now the four of these. Control select, edit type, and then we're going to change this. We're going to say duplicate, and then change this to 72.8 meters, which is the depth, 72,800 millimeters. Apply. Okay. And then the last seven. Control select, we're going to say edit type, and then change, and then duplicate, and then change this to 75.3 meters. Okay, and then change the depth to 5,300 millimeters. Apply. Okay. Now go to the 3D view. This is what you have. So go back to your structural plan for your piles. Now the next thing is we're gonna have to copy these piles and adjust it and rotate it according to how the Burj Khalifa Foundation is displayed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag our mouse like this and select all our elements like so, and then go to filter, check none, select structural foundation, apply. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna say copy, and then select this pile right there at the end, and then place it where these two intersecting where these two grids are intersecting, the diagonal and the horizontal one, like so. And while everything is still selected, we're gonna rotate this, and then we're gonna go to rotate. The center of rotation, we're gonna choose place, and then place it right at the center of this pile. And then we're gonna rotate. We're gonna rotate this from this horizontal line, and then rotate these piles like so, until we meet the third grid from the right hand side. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna select like this. While everything is still selected, just go to mirror pick axis, and then pick the middle grid like so, so that everything can be copied to the other side. And then press escape, go to your 3D view. You basically have your foundation for the Burj Khalifa. Now we're gonna add our bases, obviously, but before that there are piles actually which are based in the middle that we have to place. So let's tackle that. So we're gonna place, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the two of these piles, control select, and then copy them to this grid. And then we're gonna select this pile, go to move, and then offset it by 1,000 to the right. This one we're gonna offset it by 1,000 to the left. There you go. Actually, remove them first. I think we should. Let me see, let me check something. If I can place a grid at 45 degrees like so. No, I think it's fine. I'm just gonna say undo, and this is what we have. And the next one we're gonna say, we're gonna choose this one. Do you see these four piles? We're gonna choose the two ends and then copy them like so to this grids. Perfect. And then next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna choose another piles. These piles, these two, and then copy them to this grid like this. Perfect. And then we're gonna choose these two from these sets and then copy them to these piles and then copy them to these grids, I mean. And then these two, we're gonna move them to these grids where these grids are intersecting like so. Now that is perfect. Now we have to adjust according to the heat map. The depths of these piles, they are different in right in the middle of this foundation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust it according to those parameters. So we're gonna select these two. They are 75.3. I think it's correct. 75 point. We're gonna change these to 75.3, and then these two we're gonna change it to 75.3. Actually, the ones in the middle are 77.8. So select these two, control select, control, control select, and then control select. You're gonna say duplicate it and change this to 77.8 meters. Okay, and then the depth is 77,800. Apply. Okay. And now we're just gonna adjust these two, select them and then move them to this grid, and then this one to this grid, and then just offset them by 1,000 like so. Perfect. When you go to the 3D view, this is what you have. To see things more clearly, just select one grid and then go to temporary hide or isolate, and then say hide category, and then select it again, and then apply hide and isolate in view. And then what you have to do here is select one level and then right click, maximize 3D extend. Do the same thing for the other levels. Now things can be, you can rotate and navigate more smoothly on your 3D view. And then go back to your structural plan for piles, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our base, our first base. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to structure, and then under foundation we're gonna go to slab, and then under slab we're gonna change the thickness to 3000 millimeters. So you're gonna go to edit type, duplicate, 3000 millimeter base. Okay, and then go to edit. Under construction structure, go to edit, and then material is cast in place. It's okay. We're gonna change the thickness to 3000. Then okay, apply. Okay. Now we're gonna draw our boundary lines um, with the guidance of our pals, like so. So we're gonna connect it like this. Then we're gonna connect it right there. Remember that you have to snap at the center of your pulse as a guidance. Okay, so this is what you have, but we still have to refine this because the base has to be offset from these outer piles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select all these lines, and then go to a scale or press RE for short, and then we're gonna press this, and then on this grid, you see this grid 24, we're gonna select on it, and then scroll to the right, and then select on where these two grids intersect, or on the middle of this pile. Select again, and then when you drag it outside, when you drag it to the far right, you can see through these dash lines that your foundation is increasing in size. So make sure that the distance that you see here from when you drag your foundation is 20,000 millimeters. So we have 20,000, and this is what we have. And then you're gonna say finish edit mode. Go to your 3D view. This is what you have. But remember, I just placed it while using the structural plans for piles. That's why the piles are sticking out like this. So I'm just gonna select this base, and then change the constraints, the level, to base 1. So the next thing is we're gonna go to base 2, and then we're gonna place our second base. Go to slab again, and then go to edit type, duplicate, and we're gonna change this to 700 millimeter base. Okay, and then under structure, edit, we're going to change the thickness to 700 millimeters. Okay, apply. Okay, and then we're going to say pick lines, and then we're going to set our offset to 1000. And then we're going to select the outer boundaries of our base in order for us to place our second base. Then we're going to say finish. Go to your 3D view. This is what you have. So basically, that's the foundation of the Burj Khalifa. As you can see, the piles are very different when it comes to the depths. So it's a very interesting foundation and design. I just want to say, structural engineers, they really go into too much um, critical thinking when it comes to stuff like this, because it has to do with safety and how it can withstand natural um, disasters and things like that. So I think it was a very genius design. But as I said, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for Fazlur Rahman Khan. So I just want to say this episode was dedicated to him. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys will apply this to some of your projects or your portfolios or whatever. And I hope you guys we can meet again on our next tutorial. Please like and subscribe, guys. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers so I can upload more content, because I have a lot in my mind. I have a lot from my portfolio: aviation, wastewater, bridges, culverts. I have so much more: town planning, urban planning. So I'm ready to share my knowledge as much as I can. So please, guys, like and subscribe and tell your colleagues and your friends. Remember, BIM is a collaboration, BIM is people, BIM is policy, and BIM is integration. So I hope we will meet again on our next tutorial. So thank you, guys. Peace.